All right, everybody, jumping into this other game. Looks like we got the white pieces. I'm going to just continue with my white move order. I have not gone back and studied my Italian opening or my Roy Lopez opening. I need to go back and do that and start doing some more E4 games. But I have not had an opportunity to do that, so I'm just going to stick with my Queen's opening. All right, so my opponent's going for this King's Indian style defense. And that's okay. We're just going to continue our development plan. This might give us an opportunity to try the Catalan, which is always fun. The idea being here that, actually I should have captured. That was what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to capture. That's all right. So my opponent is attacking here, but you know what? I can capture here. Let's go ahead and make this capture, right? It's a little too early for this, I think, and maybe that's a problem. I'm looking for forward knight moves to see if there's anything that's going to come up out of the ordinary, and I think I should be okay. So now we've got the Catalan bishop in play. I think next up is my knight to c3. That's going to defend against this move order. Oof. What is this? This is 2 attackers, but I have 2 defenders, so I'm okay. Is there any threat here yet? Does that do anything? No. Let's go ahead and continue with our development plan. Should this come, we can rotate our queen up. If this trade happens, I'm okay with it because that brings my other pawn, my B pawn, into the center of the board. So we've got 2 attackers. Ha, ha, ha. Hang on. We are losing a pawn now, though. Hang on. If I move the queen, captures, queen captures. All right, what if I rotate queen up? I do not like this queen in this spot. Something like that could happen, but I'd be okay to make that trade. All right, let's try that for now. We have to defend this twice. We have to defend this twice. And the queen is the only thing helping out with that. So our queen is overloaded right now. The only good news is that these 2 squares are so close to each other that should we get some weird exchanges, right? If we go capture, 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 then we only have 1 queen attacker and 1 queen defender. So it would be a trade fest, but we should have everything defended. I say should. The bishop has to get into play, and I think the bishop is going to go here, or we could bring the pawn into play. Actually, now might be a good chance to push e4. Let me think on that. Is e4 a good play now? Because e4 would drive this knight out of the way. And once this knight moves, I think we'd be okay. Yeah. So e4. If the knight were to move, it can only go backward, or it can come here. So the knight to here. Can I do colors? Yeah. So I go e4, then the knight to here. I can trade my dark square bishop. Opponent can't take it back. Yeah, that's a good, okay, so the knight can't go there. Alrighty. Captures, captures. Captures with check. No. So that puts a third attacker on this pawn. Can I save it? I can, but I can't go e4. I can only go e3. So let's start with e3. I'd like to keep in mind e4. Oh, I missed it. Back up, back up. The only defender of this knight is the pawn. So now the knight is not defended. As soon as I castle or put a blocker in place, this knight becomes a legitimate attacker on an undefended piece. Okay. All right, thinking this through. So the knight is undefended now. There's the dog barking in the background. Hang on just a quick moment. Let me pause for a second, see what's up with that. All right, sorry, there's someone dropping something off. Okay, so I have a tactic here. I'm gonna go for, oh, I can't tactic. If I grab, then this knight falls. But this comes with a check. Okay, this comes with a check. So I'm okay. All right, this comes with a check. Did I unpause? Yes, I did. Good. This comes with check, and that's handy because that ensures that my opponent can't grab here immediately. And this is now a definitive tactic of grabbing the knight. The knight is undefended. We might have gotten a I think that pawn push by my opponent is going to come back to haunt him or her. Because this knight is undefended. There we go. Good on my opponent. We are going to get an extra defender here. All right, rotating my queen back was the other option, which is just sliding back. But now this knight is an attacker. And the defender of that knight is pinned. So we have a plan. At some point, we'll bring the queen back, probably even bring it all the way back to c2, where she wanted to go from the beginning, right? That's where we put the queen in both the Queen's Gambit Declined and the Catalan opening. Both of those are very similar in how they operate. So I think I can start here. No, because it's, all right, that's fine. All right, so there's going to be some trades happening. Capture, my opponent captures with check. I can capture with the knight. No. Let's go ahead and castle as well. Does that matter actually? If he captures back with the bishop, I can capture with the queen. He has to capture with his only two moves right now is to capture or move the queen. So this is under attack, and I'm trying to decide how I want to recapture. I guess the knight, right? This pawn is defended. The knight rotating around if I have to capture that way. Yeah, see, that's dropping a piece though, isn't it? So I think, so we're even in, yeah, I mean, I'm up in material, so this trade at this point in time simply hurts my opponent. So I think we're doing okay here, guys. I think we're doing okay. Even if even if I were to capture and my opponent captures back, that's fine because then my queen can grab here. Yeah, okay. Excellent move by my opponent. Just keeping the pressure up. I guess the queen could have come back at that point in time. That wouldn't have been a bad thing. But we've still got this on pre, right, ready to be captured. Everything else I've got is defended. I would like to castle to get my other rook involved into the game. That Catalan bishop is going to open up and do some really strong things here soon. I'm looking at probably using this rook on the c file because the c file is already semi-open. Yeah, I'm going to start with this. Knowing that if a rook comes over, then I can grab here. I definitely need to make this exchange because this bishop is going to be in my way soon. I'm just debating on should I capture or should I push a pawn? I think I'm just going to straight up capture. I think that's the easiest. The idea here being I just want to give myself an out to get the heck out of dodge if I need it. This bishop will probably... Actually, this bishop could be pretty good on this diagonal. Ooh, I also see another tactic. No, I don't. Yes, I do. So bishop to c3 puts pressure on that queen. Let me think here. So I'm still up in material, so I'm going to just castle. Get that safety. So now this is a threat. Yeah, I think rook to c1 with pressure down here could be really strong. Because, yeah. So what does that move for? That was a mistake. I'm waiting to see a take-back request because that's a mistake. Right? Surely that's a mistake. That's fine. And we have a potential sacrifice down here for the win. Actually, no, I don't now because that covers here. Okay. If we trade everything off, I'm up. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So my opponent has back rank issues. This is an undefended piece. So he's going to, he either has to give him an out and drop a rook, or he captures the rook, I capture, or he captures my queen, I capture his rook. That's with check. He has to block. Clever, clever. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. All right, so the queens are still on the board, and I need to get them off the board. Question is, how do I get the queens off the board right now? Ah, right here. Yes, that should get us queens off the board, which makes me real happy right about now. Since I'm so far up in material, getting the queens off the board helps make sure that I don't fall into any oopsies. I'm just going to swing over pickup and then use my outside passed pawn. Cut the king off. My bishop can secure. We'll cut the king off again. So the king can't come here. Yep. Get our bishop involved. That comes with check, and it's defended. I'd like to move my bishop a little bit out of the way right now. And that's going to be GG, because that's coming. GG, well played to my opponent. We were rated exactly identical. I didn't even notice that. That's funny. Exactly identical rating. Okay, so this was a... I wonder if this actually is called a Catalan. No, it's still called a Queen's Gambit. Okay. But this was the opening I went for. My opponent's going for this Indian game, or a Queen's Gambit declined variation, where this is the second move. The knight is going to rotate up to here probably anyway. But again, this is an early capture that was unnecessary. I didn't need to do it. And I wonder what the engine says, to be honest with you. Number one move on the board. Not bad. Not bad. Go ahead and capture. Because it is a threat, it has to be handled. Yeah, queen cap. It's funny that queen capture would have been better. E4. Yeah, there's the E4 move I should have gone for. See, I went G3, and it was unnecessary, because E4 right here drives this guy backwards. And now I've got my center, and then now I can do knight to defend. If I could draw my circles and stuff. That's a pretty good opening right there. I could live with that. I went for the early Catalan. Notice I still could go E4 here. Yeah. Still could go E4 here. Yeah, still could go E4 here. I don't know. I don't remember. What did I say over the board? What did I say at the time? Why I decided to put my knight here? Oh, because I wanted to stop this. Right. I mean, it's not a threat. If I was going to do that, I should have just stuck my bishop here. Because this is not really stopping the bishop. It's just preventative. Because if the move order had gone bishop and then knight, right, bishop and then knight, nothing changes from the game. So yeah, if I was trying to prevent this bishop, I would have just stuck my bishop here. So this knight move was a little unnecessary. So yeah, I could have castled right here. Queen to D3, number one engine move. Well, it's not finished calculating yet. But hey, not bad, not bad. I'm glad I found this. This felt good to me. This is a good game. And I don't mean it felt good just because I won the game. But it felt good from a standpoint of noticing my opponent's threats. I'm not happy with this move. And I've learned now that this was too early. So yeah, D captures. The only reason I didn't want to do D captures is because now there's two attackers here. I guess I've got it defended twice. I have to move my queen. But I guess I can just move the queen back to... Oh, no, right, because that straight up drops this guy. Because that pawn is... Right. I already said that, right. The knight is undefended, and then moving my pawn out of the way is a double attack on both the queen and the knight. Did not consider that at all, did we? Maybe you guys did. I didn't. Yeah, that's a shame that I missed that. This was such an aggressive move by my opponent. Wow, queen c2. Yeah, well, of course, because this is a fork. So I don't want to give that up. And my bishop is stuck. So yeah, this would be a huge mistake not to capture here. Because captures, my bishop is under attack. My bishop would have to move. Well, can't go there, so it has to come here, thus preventing me from castling even more. Yeah, that gets really ugly really fast. But this capture comes with check. Bishop d2 or bring the queen back, like I said. Both top engine moves. Hey. Yeah, knight captures on d5. It's the best move here. Capture back. Yep. This capture didn't happen, and I'm surprised it didn't happen. So the question I had was queen to b3, or yeah, queen to b5 or queen to b3 were my main two options here. I briefly debated on swinging the queen over so that I could get a queen trade right now, but I wasn't ready to do that with my king still in the center of the board, just in case I missed something. Queen b5 is the number one engine move. Queen b3 is the number two engine move. but all of them are about the same. Queen c4 is the weakest of the three, but not by much. So hey, good move by us. Queen b7, grab the pawn. Castle or capture are the two next moves. I went capture. And this confused me. Not going to lie. Why not just capture back? Well, no, I guess that is a better move. Right, that's pinned, so he's getting the knights off the board. And he has a direct attack here and here. At which point castling... Ah, I missed the alignment issue. Look at that. I missed that. Didn't see it. That's an alignment issue, my friends. Tasty, tasty alignment issue. Yeah, I went castle. I don't know what this move was for. Honestly, I think this was a mistake. I think my opponent... Yeah. I think that was just a mistake, because it has to be, because that's under attack twice. And there's nothing defending it. So maybe he was in... I don't know where he wanted to go. I'm not sure, but that was a mistake. Yeah, and so from here, I could have easily saved my bishop. That's a good move. Yeah, push the pawn. That would have been fine too. Yeah, so I gave up some. I gave up a significant advantage here by going the way I did. I did not consider at all bringing the king over to defend, so that was a good move by my opponent. Yeah, rook f8 seems strong too, because that is defended twice. And then I've just given up my queen for a rook. Not a good trade. Yeah, okay, so this was a mistake on my part. I saw it. I saw too much. I probably should have... Yeah, I probably should have just defended my bishop. Especially all things considering, because if I had defended the bishop first, then this diagonal would have been, All right, so I screwed up there. That was a screw up. I'll give you that. Picked up my pawn and I ran home with my tail between my legs. Rook d7. Ah, because we're threatening here with check. Then the king has to move here, and then we can check again. The king has to go to one of two squares. We can check again. The king has to go here, and then we just swing in for checkmate. Yeah, that's a forced checkmate. Yeah, so looking at it now. So this is what I'm thinking, without even looking at the moves. Yeah, they have to do something, because otherwise, let's say they do this, right? Then it's just check. King has to move, check. King has to move, check. King has to move, checkmate. So at this point, I just decided go ahead and just swap the queen. I missed this. This was hard. And then even if, right, the best move that black can make is to block with the rook. But then how do you stop this? Because now this guy has to move. And you just pick up a rook, right? The rook has to move somewhere. No, I just pick up the rook. Yeah, I just pick up a free rook. So then it's 2 rooks, a bishop, and a queen versus a queen. Yeah, that's way too much material. Yeah, I didn't consider this very strong. And with the Catalan bishop, notice the Catalan bishop can defend, on the F1 square. So there's no back rank issues here because that Catalan bishop can always drop down and protect your back row. Yeah, even here, just bring the rook up. So I went for this just to get the queens off the board, simplify the position a little. Just simplify. Cut the king off. Seriously debating on just bringing the rook over. Right, bring the other rook up. Yeah. So there's checkmate on the board. I just don't see it yet. Right, it's this rook that's trapped now, so I just need to give the bishop some room. Because this bishop is going to control that square. This rook is going to control this row. Best move for black is that. And then rook up, I guess. Yeah. And then, oh, that's checks. That steals that. Yeah, and then from here on out, this guy's defending that square, so we can put the rook there. He can do whatever he wants, and that's checkmate. All right, guys. Well, this was a fun game. This bishop controlling this long diagonal ended up being another big-time powerful piece. We're seeing when we play the Catalan opening that this Catalan bishop, that's why they call it that, controlling these important squares, does become important once again. So if we ever end up in this position again with the Catalan bishop, try to keep it on the board as long as possible because it does good things. Right? Defends that bishop, defends the queening square. Just leave it along this diagonal and defend that queening square. Opponent has to do something, and at this point in time, really, how does he defend this queening square? He'd have to come here. One move. I don't even know if he can. Yeah, so nope, he can't even do that because this guy's in the way. I don't know how, at this point in time with this pawn, I don't know how this rook can stop it. And if we look at the queening box, right, that king is way too far outside the queening box, or the promotion box. The king can't get there. So you count how many squares to the promotion square. You make a square. If your opponent can reach one of these squares, then they are in time to stop the progress of the pawn. If they can't reach that square, then it's too little too late. Yeah, see, even this, what are you going to do? Yeah, this bishop and that outside pass pawn combined with a rook make this really ugly for black. Black really has no choice. Just too much material on the board. And then at this point in time, yeah, it's game over because no matter what black does, yeah, I guess I could put the bishop here. And that's checkmate. Just got to defend this rook. Anyway, all right, guys, this was fun. This was an interesting game. I'm gonna throw it I'm gonna throw it online here in a little bit. But I'm gonna play another game to see if I can get another game from the black pieces. All right, catch you later. Bye.